Yes, welcome back. So now we're going to do a little bit of brainstorming. All right. Yeah, question is being asked with the video. The video is actually on the school platform. It's in the diabetes remission course. So the video is actually there. I think what we're probably going to do is to separate that video out by itself. So but right now it is part of the diabetes remission course. But I think it'd be a good idea to have it separate for persons to access, especially persons who don't, um, um, person who are not going to be doing the course, they'll have that video access. So that's something that we'd have to arrange, right? All right. So let me ask some questions now, because I said these are some real issues that persons have. So let us say you're dealing with somebody. This person does not cook. They buy all the food that they eat from the restaurant, right? So this person cannot cook, right? They may not have any cooking facilities. They may not be able to cook, whatever the problem might be. How would you, what kind of, how would you advise this person? What would you, are you going to tell them, say, oh, okay, I mean, see that you buy all the food and I can't help you. What are some of the things that you can recommend to this person to help them to still achieve remission, or just to do the best that they can?
We can help teach them how to count the calories,
Mhm.
read the ingredients,
Right.
and they just basically try to know what their body needs
Hmm.
and try to purchase the things that they really do need for their
Okay.
situation.
Anything else? Thank you very much. Anything else that anybody want to tell this person?
Yeah, Doc, sometimes it's a little difficult when when you're working with somebody who always purchase their food from the shop, from the restaurant to eat. Because
Hmm.
sometimes the food at the restaurant is either a little bit too salty or sometimes it's a little bit too peppery.
Hmm.
What I do is to encourage them to eat home cooked food. Like
Hmm.
if they eat it like one, maybe you start them off like a one time a week or so, and if you see they like it or if they like what you prepare for them, all you
Hmm.
do you help them. They help you to choose what they would like to eat for the day, and then you prepare it for them, and you watch them to see how they eat, and then you sit with them and question them. Do you like the taste of it prior to the one you buy at the shop? And if they said
Hmm.
yes, then you will say, okay, would you like me to prepare something else for you tomorrow or something like that? And then
Hmm.
no, they will take their time and break off of that because you're trying to get them in remission from the diabetes. So you have to help them to change the diet from eating out. Because if you
Okay.
don't help them to change the diet from eating out,
Hmm.
they're going to continue with that same taste and that same saltiness, and then you'll have a difficulty get them to get to control their diabetes or blood pressure, whatever.
And
So
Doc,
if it's possible, yes. Uh-huh.
I'd want to add that one of the questions that we asked at the beginning is their
Hmm.
social clubs, who they're
Hmm.
affiliated with. Because
Hmm.
I know in some churches, if you approach somebody, say the person always buys food at the restaurant or gets food at the restaurant. If you approach somebody in the church and ask if they could do that preparation for you, I know that, there's
Hmm.
somebody who would volunteer to do that. And that's
Okay.
one way of thinking about it, because and that's the importance of being a part of a social group. Apart from
Hmm.
the motivation, it
Right.
helps in that regard. It could help in that regard as well.
Definitely.
And there are some restaurants for Grand Cayman, I know. I'm not quite sure
Hmm.
about Cayman Brac, but or Little Cayman. But in Grand Cayman, there are a few restaurants that are actually known as vegan restaurants.
Mm-hmm.
Most restaurants have at least one vegan item on their
Mm-hmm.
menu most days. So they could opt for purchasing the plant-based and lower glycemic index foods instead of purchasing the ones that would spike their blood sugar. Then, of course, the eating to the fasting method,
Mm-hmm.
instead of buying food late in the night, stop eating 2 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Mm-hmm. Yes, those are excellent points. All of you have some excellent points. So yes.
Yes.
Well,
We could number one, I would say
mm-hmm.
focus on the basic of healthy eating. So,
Mm-hmm.
normally restaurant would share like, a large meal.
Mm-hmm.
You could, advise the
Mm-hmm.
person, on what they could, cut down. Maybe they could leave a certain portion, take a smaller portion. Maybe they could, add like avocado nuts and avocado and had
Mm-hmm.
some nuts, where they could, the fruit group to help regulate the blood sugar level. And, that would keep them full longer. And
Right.
yes, and then also we could look on, the portion control. Because as what
Mm-hmm.
we're saying, the restaurant often share large meal. So
Mm-hmm.
you could recommend like splitting the meal in half,
Mm-hmm.
saving part for, later, or
Right.
they could order like small portion. And then we could look and make smarter menu choice, you know,
Mm-hmm.
like, things that would, bring down the blood sugar. They could have like a salad or, soup because these person don't cook at home. Maybe they don't have a stove or so forth, and you could ask for the substitution, like, and what you could advise them, ask for like you know, the side salad, the steamed vegetable instead of fries and things like that. So, you would recommend them to keep off the fried food because the oil is not good and, that block up the arteries. And as what my sister was saying, read the menu carefully. So it's best for us and, control carbohydrate intake, limit like on the bread and the pasta and the rice and all these things. And then as what you said, Doc, plan ahead. So,
Right.
the recommendation, checking the restaurant menu online before going to make an, informed decision about what to order at the restaurant and so forth. And you can incorporate the balance like with the snacking and things like that, limit sugary drink and all these things. So that is my
Right.
take on that.
Right. So yes, those are all excellent points. So yes, you want to look at, all the other areas that we need to improve on. The snacking, as I mentioned, the sugar drinks, make sure that you exclude those that you definitely have control over. Get the best options that are available, in close enough proximity. If you can get a vegan restaurant, that will be very good. So those are very important points. Apart from all of those very good points, some of the things that you can look at is making sure that you have the fiber with each meal, right? So you could do that. We also mentioned about the order in which you eat your food. So you have the vegetables first, you have the fiber, have the proteins. And one thing that we have also spoken about is you if you have to buy a food, then hopefully you can at least warm the food. Huh? You have somebody? Hmm? Right. So yes, you can also use the supplements you spoke about, the magnesium and the chromium fiber, all of those things that can help, right? And you can also add things to your meals, as what was mentioned before, like for example, having some peas along with what you're having, right? Sometimes you can get those that are already seasoned. So you can actually add that. So you try to kind of pad the meal, as much as possible. And this can definitely help to to help the person to overcome that particular challenge. All right. So that is one thing that a person
One more
can
thing,
do.
Doc.
Uh-huh.
This person could also work with a nutritionist, and
Mhm.
the key talking point is remission from diabetes is possible, even if they eat out often. But the key
Yes.
is making, that conscious decision.
Mhm. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Good. All right. So next one is, suppose you have somebody who say, boy, say, the diabetes remission thing is good, but I just love their meat. They love to have their meat, and it's gonna be hard for them to do without their meat. Um, how would you advise that person? If this person is one that that might have a challenge coming off meat, what would you tell this person? How would you guide this person?
They could try the keto diet.
Mm-hmm. Yes, they could try
And
the keto
if
diet.
if they're not really keen, because when people hear sometimes about a diet, they tend to say no right away. But
Mm-hmm.
to say limit the portion of
Mm-hmm.
the meat, the amount of times of the day that you have the meat product,
Mm-hmm.
instead of having a meat product for every meal, come down to start off with 2 meals and then
Mm-hmm.
keep reducing until eventually they might find they don't need to have the meat at all.
Right. Yeah, those are excellent points. So you could try the keto diet, but of course you'd want to encourage them to understand that the keto diet is really a temporary intervention and not permanent. And as I said, try to help them to switch over to the plant-based diet. That is also good. But and make sure that you also take care of the other areas we spoke about, you know, the change of the carbs and the times of the all of those things. Now, one thing that the keto diet can be used long term, as I said, but it's not something that I recommend because of the concern that I've expressed about it. It has been shown to reduce your life expectancy. So it's not something you want to encourage, but it can work. And it can keep your sugar under control because it's a low carb diet. So it can help to get you into remission. Yes, Sister Paulette.
Doctor, is it important or
Mm,
relevant that I
mhm,
explain to the client that why I was suggesting a plant-based diet? Because
yeah.
based on the classes that we've had, we learned that
Mhm,
it's the inflammation that is found in the meat that is one of the big
mhm,
problems. So I think even
mhm,
before I introduce the keto or anything else, or the reduction or cutting the size or the amount of meat, I'd want to explain to the client why I'm saying move away from, as far as possible, the meat, because of what it really does to the body. Do you think I should do that?
Yes, it's important to explain that because, of course, anything you're going to tell a person, which is why we went through these classes so that you can understand, the importance of these things, so you can explain to the persons when they have those questions. But as I said, there are some persons who would prefer to use that approach, and sometimes, it's better to start them off somewhere, and then you can move them because you do find that some persons, their taste may change over time. One of the things that affects the person's taste is their gut bacteria. So by the person using probiotics and using their fiber sources, their taste might change over time. So start them off somewhere, and then you see what happens, and you basically take it from there. There's another hand there. That's another hand.
Um, yes,
Yeah.
Dr. Street. I work with my mom because she's diabetic. And
Mhm.
so I told her, I said, Mom, just try to, cut off the meat because she loved chicken. Just try
Mhm.
to cut off the chicken just for a month and see
All
how
right.
you
Mhm.
feel, just for 1 month.
Excellent.
Just try
Mhm.
that and see how
Mhm.
you would feel in your body and everything. And
Mhm.
I told her that if you feel weak, you know that when you're eating meat after a time, you would have this weak feelings.
Mhm.
But don't worry about it. Just keep that mindset that
Mhm.
you're going to do that for
Mhm.
yourself and to see how you would improve with it. And she try, and she's off chicken now by
Mhm.
just starting off for just 1 month. She
Right.
cut out the chicken now and
Mhm.
don't partake of it anymore.
That's a very important point. I'm glad you brought that one up. So you can tell a person to give it a time. As she did it for a month, she did it for 2 weeks. That's a very, very important point. Glad you brought that one up. So you can give a person a time, and then most people will feel better by the end of time. So they have that that mindset that they're going to be doing it for 2 weeks. But sometimes they may feel so good, they may see such good results that they don't want to go back. You understand? So that's one approach that you can take as well, and it works for other people. And it's certainly something to also try. So that's a very, very good point. All right.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, it's that
Yes, go ahead.
I last year I was working with this gentleman and he had diabetes, he have high blood pressure, he have cholesterol, and I believe he had something to do with his heart a long time ago.
Mhm.
So what happened to him at the first step is that I was there one morning with him, make fix his little breakfast because he doesn't eat a lot. And just little porridge and tea and so. And I said to him, Sir, aren't you not eating your breakfast this morning? And he said, yes. So anyway, he drank the cup of tea. And by the time I turned around, he was like a little dumb and his head was down, slurred.
Mhm.
And then you see he started to drool. So I said, okay, this is what I had to keep my composure because I know he's getting
Mhm.
a stroke somewhere there. So
Mhm.
I call his son. His son was nearby. Call his son. His son come and say, "Listen, you gotta call the paramedic because you got to get him to the hospital. Something is not right with him." But I didn't want to frighten him because the son maybe get a little shaky by saying that he's getting a stroke. So when they came and they do the vital test and so on, they say, okay, his blood sugar was down and his blood
Mhm.
pressure down. So
Right.
that's why. But by the time we reached to the hospital, it was a different diagnosis. Anyway, I said to him one day, I said to him, look, you're not going to eat or drink anything with sugar for today
Mhm.
and tomorrow and see how you feel. The trick that comes in, the doctor want him to do a colonoscopy. And I
Mhm.
said to him, so no, it's a weekend and you can't have anything like that. You're going to go empty. When he finished that cleaning out and when he go and do what he has to do and when he come back, he didn't want to eat
Mhm.
because he saying feels so light and he feels so good and he
Mhm.
started, as he didn't want to. I said, no, you got to eat something, but you got to do it in portion, little bit, little bit, little bit, and then no, So you do that good. And I mean, I'm not working with him now, but at the same time, he's off his He's off his blood sugar medicine now.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, so yeah, you can give persons that time as well. That can actually prove very helpful. Just want to mention another intervention which can help with persons who are having a challenge um with their in their food source. We could also use the intermittent fasting, right? So for 2 days of the week they just have vegetables. They may not really need to change other days very much. Um, but on 2 days of the week, they do intermittent fasting. But of course, you'd want to make sure that they are seeing improvements with this approach, right? But some persons just intermittent fasting alone, they don't make any other changes. I guess you'd have to try and take out the obvious stuff, the snacks and all of that. But just by having a so-called regular diet and intermittent fasting can actually help. But the more you do, is the better results that you get. So if you can get the person to make other changes, but the intermittent fasting is something that you can use for persons who can't really, who don't cook, who buy their foods. That can also help. So they could try that as well. And the other things I will mention about um, this thing, um, they can use other interventions to help that as well. All right. All right. So I th- is there anything else
Um,
that anybody?
y-
Yes,
yes,
any other questions?
yes, Dr. Street. What I do
Mm-hmm.
also is um like one Sunday out of the month, I, try
Mm-hmm.
to do a cooking demonstration to,
Mm-hmm.
show person that they can, you can go on a plant-based meal,
That.
and it
Mm-hmm.
really tasty and
Mm-hmm.
and things like that. So what I do, I, go like one Sunday out of the month, and I do a
Mm-hmm.
cooking demonstration for all those who want to learn how to fix simple natural meal, which is really tasty and really good for them. And I also have recipes when they say, oh, I don't know how to cook that and so forth. I said, I have all
Mm-hmm.
the
Right.
recipes for you. I
That's
have
good.
over 200 and odd recipe.
Wow.
Whatever you need, I can send it out to you. I send it out to
Wow.
person who want to go,
Mm-hmm.
on that plant-based diet where you can, fix your different meal that you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Simple and, easy and really tasty.
Well, that
Thank
is
you.
good to know. Yeah, I think you will be using your for that where that is concerned, because that is something that really helps. One other important resource I want to just show you guys that you can use to help. I've spoken to you about artificial intelligence. I just want to show you. I don't know if I'm realize that not everybody really has this on their phone, but can you see my phone clearly? It's not coming as clear as I
Yes,
really want
yes,
it.
I'm seeing it.
All right, if you look
So you
right
have it on
here,
WhatsApp?
yeah, I'm on WhatsApp. You see a circle right here? Right here.
Yeah,
You see that circle there?
yeah.
Yes.
That is Meta AI, right? That's Meta AI, right? When you press that little circle there, you get Meta AI. Now, Meta AI is a I've spoken to you about artificial intelligence. So you can actually use Meta AI to get a lot of information that you need. I use it quite a lot nowadays. Sometimes I'm doing a presentation, I just go into it and ask questions and it can give you the answer. So for example, if you want to find the glycemic index of a particular food, you can just go into it and use it. If you don't have it on your phone, then there are several that are on the computer that you can use, like Gemini for Google, and you have um, Microsoft has one as well. Copilot, I think the name is. Um, and then there are others. There's Chat GPT as well that you can use. And all you need to do is ask them questions. If you want to get a particular recipe, if you want to say you want a recipe, you want a meal that has in 500 calories, and you want it to contain you know, certain ingredients. You can put it in and it can give you the information, what amount to use, everything. It can give you that information right away. So artificial intelligence is a very, very important tool that persons can use to get a lot of information that they might need to you know, to get to stay on this journey. It can give you things that it can use as well. It really has a wealth of information, and you just need to go into it and ask a question, and it gives you the information. It's not Google that will set to an article. It will actually give you the information right away, right? So remember I told you about the SWOT analysis. That is what I used to use to get the SWOT analysis. So I just asked Meta AI to give me a SWOT analysis for a diabetes remission, and it gave it to me. You understand? So you can use artificial intelligence to get a lot of this information, and it can really, really be very, very helpful. Mr. Kern, I see your mic open. You want to have a question or a comment?
Oh, yes, sir. So I typed it in Google. How do I get Meta AI? And it came up saying how I can install it from Google, Google.com.
Okay. Okay, right. No, it actually came automatically on my phone. I don't know. I'm not too sure. What I realized is that not everybody has it, which I was kind of surprised about that, because it just came on my phone. I didn't ask for it or anything. It just came on it. But
Do you have like an iPhone, or you have
no,
regular
I'm right
Samsung?
there. It's a Samsung, and it's not one of those those those
Okay, I guess it
high
depends on
performance.
which one of the
Yeah.
Samsung is.
Yeah, but that is something that can be used. So as I said, you can use ChatGPT as well, and
It might
the
be just
ChatGPT,
found in the settings too.
I'm not too sure. I don't know how I got it, but I just found it on my phone, and I've been using
Doc, do you
it
have a
ever since.
teenager? Do you have a teenager?
I have not at the
Okay,
moment.
because
Yeah.
they know these things inside out, and
Yes.
the only way you can get it to the App Store. I don't know what they call it on the Android. What do they call it on the Android? I know it's an App Store on Apple, but if you go to what do they call
you
it?
have, I think
Google Play Store.
right.
Google. What do they call it? Google Store is. I don't remember what they call it on the Android.
Google Store, Google Play Store.
Play Store. If you go to Play Store and you type it in, it's an app. You'll get it. Just like the others, ChatGPT or the others. Just go to the app and type it in and just select get, and you'll get it on the phone.
Right. So that is something I really recommend that you guys use artificial intelligence. It's very, 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 very useful. I mean, you probably heard a lot of negative stuff about it, but I find it very, very, very useful. And I mean, and you can utilize it even for church. You can utilize it. That thing can even write a sermon for you. Believe me, it can do a lot of things. There's a lot of functionality. If you want to if you want to even get the icebreaker, whatever, trust me, it has a lot of information they can use. So you can use it, for a lot of different applications. So I definitely encourage you guys to use it, especially for this particular, process. All right, so I'm gonna just close off here. The recording for this video will be in the remission course, as you know, so you can go back at it and look at it. I think what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna try to see if I can put together, some of the points that we have spoken about today, that it in a orderly fashion, so you can access it. I think I'm gonna put it in a document form, so you guys can have it to guide you, the information you need to get, and the approach that you use. And so, of course, next week is gonna be the test. I just want to encourage you to look at the video again, look at it through, also to read the blogs that on the website, and make sure you get all that information. And then next week, then we just do the test, and then we'll review the answers afterwards. So that's about it for today. Any questions before we go? Any questions, any comments before we go?
Dr. Street, I never go on the site that you have there before, but I listened to the videos that you you send out. Because I'm so busy, the days, don't get a time to go on it, but I try to go on here.
Yes, try as soon as possible, because I said that is really going to be the hub of activity for us and also for persons who are going through the process. So try and familiarize yourself with it as soon as possible.
How we go on it, what we type in?
The link is in the chat. So what I'll do, I'll just put it there again.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Yes. Any other questions? Any other comments, concerns? All right. So thank you very much, and we'll see each other next week.
All right. Thank you, Doc.
Okay. God's will. Take care, Doc.
Have a blessed rest of the day.
Doctor, good evening.
Yes.